The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
We think it's the banning of speech.
Are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good all true shit and none of the shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Yes! Finally kicked those fuckers off the air.
It's about goddamn time I got sick of those fucks.
Yeah, that G.J. Jerkman and Maxwell Silverhammer with all their goddamn anti-corporate talk.
Just be happy. We're gonna go celebrate right now. I think we should go do some golf and butt fuck one another.
Oh, that's the greatest. I'm ready. Hold on. Go get in the car here.
Get the hell away the other side. Another side. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
This is a great day.
I'm gonna start it up now. You ready?
These bastards.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bora Bora, here we go.
It's the STIM Radio Show.
Maxwell Silverhammer, G.J. Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motor. Do you smell fire? I think somebody lit a cigarette. No, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9, cause the STEM radio family ahead of their time. And now it's lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call HQ. Hey, Winfrey, you a musical genius, man. They can't paint it like a face is. But if the content is making you sick, take some Dayquil. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
Now to the STEM Radio Show, where I used to have a gay man running my board. Now I just run semen down his throat. Anyway, welcome to the shit that fucking irks me. I am Maxwell Silverhammer. And, you know, he's got to be hating this shit, sitting at home listening to me rip on his ass, you know. He could always call in, I guess, if he wanted to. And everybody else, you know what? I'm going to start giving out the number since I'm flying solo a lot lately. The number is 702-609-7626, or you can Skype in at All Talk Radio if you feel the need. We don't get many callers, so I don't really push it too much. It's kind of funny, too. A lot of people, you know, every time they ask me, you get a lot of callers? Yeah, nigga. I got Jay Capone, D Fucker. I got fucking, you know, Ting Bong Bingalong. You know, that he's a Chinese nigga. He calls in from China. Then we got, we can't forget Bakalaka Hakamaka. He's a Middle Eastern fucker. I think he's from, like, you know, Iran or Iraq or one of those Dune Coon countries where they piss outside. So, yeah, that's kind of funny. People have this strange idea of how the show works. You know, and actually, I had a driver yesterday ask me, how come you're not going to the radio station tonight? You know, they're always so surprised when I'm not going to the station. And I'm like, well, because I cut back my shows. And they're like, oh, really? And so, because the guy picked me up from work. That's what it was. He picked me up from work, and he's like, you're not going to work tonight? And I'm like, I was just at work. That's where you picked me up from. And he was like, oh, what's that? And I was like, he's like, is that your other gig? I'm like, that's my real gig. That's how I pay for the radio show. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, a lot of strange misconceptions here, you know, of how this works and people doing their shows, you know. I guess it's kind of a strange concept for somebody who's kind of run-of-the-mill and, you know, just kind of does the humdrum. A lot of motherfuckers are boring. I've kind of found that out, man. A lot of people just lead and live boring lives and don't really, you know, do much exciting with themselves, which kind of surprises me when somebody says to me, so what's new? You know, I hate that fucking question, by the way. What's new? And I'm like, what do you want to be new? Nothing. And then when you do that, they're like, nothing? And you're like, well, what do you think, man? Me and me and the boys, we was partying like rock stars, and we went to the club, and we were popping bottles and rocking models, you know. And then after that, man, we were, you know, we rolled back to the hotel, you know, back to the telly, you know, and start fucking with the hoes and smoking up the. Why are you texting me, Jerkman? Why is this fucker texting me? He knows I'm on the air. Let's see what he says here, because, you know, he's gay like that. Let's see.
Hey, what's new?
So, of course, yeah, he texts me, hey, what's new? Oh, that's right. Oh, see, and that's the thing now. Now that he's not here, he can just text from home or wherever the fuck he is and just text crazy shit to me all fucking night. You know what? I'm going to ignore his text. If I hear texts come in from him, I'm just going to ignore him. Fuck it. But, yeah, no, it's funny when people do the whole, you know, what's new? You know, they really, wow, it's just kind of weird. Like I was saying the other night, you know, there's so many people that have, oh, man, I don't know, just the wrong idea of the person that I really am, you know. you got, and it's always two extremes, you know. You're never just a normal dude who just does their shit. You know, it's either I'm partying like a rock star and I'm living it up and doing all this crazy shit, and, you know, but shit, I remember Turtle, you know, Eric back in the day, when Mac Metro came to the show that one time. He's like, so what'd you do when you guys left, man? I thought you went to a club or something. And I'm like, me going to a club? I don't go to clubs, man. Just because I'm single doesn't mean I go to clubs. I fucking hate clubs. So it wasn't me who was going to the club, man. Either that or I live a very boring life on the other side of it, you know, where, you know, I just sit around and feel sorry for myself because I'm blind, and oh, life's so hard. Here, there you go, AK. There's one for you. And things are just tough, and I'm just a sad motherfucker, you know. So it's like, am I ever gonna get people to actually realize the real person that I am? Like, damn, get to know me a little bit, figure out what kind of person I am, you know, instead of just making up some kind of image or idea or whatever. So, but, you know, that's me for you. You know, everybody's gonna, you know, rather than seeing who you really are, you know, and I always get that, even with my job, you know, people don't understand what the fuck our organization does. You know, I had one guy today actually send me an email with a price sheet. It was a TV station, and, you know, I hit him up, you know, I saw him at a networking thing today, and he goes, you know, I actually had my assistant give him my card, and he took his card and gave it to me. So the guy emails me, and he's like, hey, how you doing? You know, good meeting with you at the event today. And even though we never talked, but he was like, hey, here's attached as a one sheet. We'll get you guys a good price for your organization to, you know, to come on and do your thing. And I'm thinking, are you looking at my card? Do you see anything that it says on there at all? Do you even know what the fuck we do? And you know what's even sadder? He dates my old assistant. So, you know, think if you knew what she did at one time, you know, you'd easily know what our organization did, and that we're not able to pay for that kind of shit. So I had to write him back and explain that to him. And, you know, then, of course, he says, well, you know, for certain community organizations, you know, we do have free slots once in a while, but that's once in a blue moon. So then I wrote him back and I said, oh, okay, well, if you get one of those, and I put in quotes, once in a blue moon moments, please think of us, and, you know, we'll be glad to come on the show and talk about what we do. So then he writes me and gives me the guy's name, the producer of the show's name, and tells me I should talk to them. And I'm like, all right, cool beans, thank you. So now I got the info I needed. So I had to do all that work, all that decoding, I think because, you know, everybody's out to get some shit, you know, somehow. And I think that's Vegas, unfortunately. You know, I'm a little disadvantaged because I haven't lived anywhere. But it just seems like, man, everybody's trying to get something from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's genuine. Nobody's real. You know, everybody's just a fucking game. I mean, for the most part. I'm very fortunate. I have my circle of friends and people that I think are cool. But I'm very leery when it comes to letting in new people. You know, now I'm just like, what do they want? What are they doing? And, you just kind of watch the signs, man, and you kind of see what they do. And, do they disappear for long periods of time, or, just call you at random. That's another shit I hate, man. When fuckers just, at random, just, call you at a weird ass time or text you at a weird ass time. And you're like thinking, motherfucker, I called you like 3 weeks ago and you're just now hitting me. So, but anyway, yeah, no, it just seems like it's really hard for me to get anybody to really know what I do, and, or who I really am. And, I'm pretty clear and concise when I speak, I don't leave anything, I don't believe I leave anything unturned. I'm pretty articulate. So, how is it that you don't get what I do? I think because people are so goddamn self-absorbed and just on their own dicks all the time, and I think it's more so here because, this is, party like a rock star, paint your toenails and hang out at the pool because you're a bitch-ass nigga. And that's the guys I'm talking about, by the way. And, and this is what they do. I mean, this is... it's the strip, it's the money, it's the Charlie Jucklebuck, it's the, it's just like, man, I don't... Vegas used to not be that way. Vegas was a small town, and, you had your connections and you had your people, and, those who you knew, nobody was, I was little then, so I can't really say for certain, but I'm just going on, my parents' friendships and relationships and stuff, they seem to have long-lasting friends and people that were in their lives for long periods of time. It wasn't like, a month or so went by, and then I'm like, hey, Dad, where's so-and-so now? Oh, well, he turned into a real asshole. Where now you're seeing that more often, where people just aren't getting along, and but it's the me mentality. And I know it's across the board and across the country. I've heard stories from other people, but I really think, if, like they say, if scams are very rampant, well, Vegas is like triple the ramparts, because everybody comes here and all the scumbaggery occurs here. So, because I was just thinking, before the show even, that there's certain, I was talking to somebody and they were talking about, people fucking them over, and I was just kind of thinking, damn, have you ever had a good fucking experience? And, it just seems like everybody that you dealt with, and especially when it comes to entertainment, motherfuck. I don't know about other stuff. Well, actually, I do kind of know about other stuff. And I don't know, entertainment here especially is bad, whether it's doing music or doing radio. And, there's always, like, some of the people from my music days, I don't really talk to any of them. Because they were all kind of scummy in some way. So, yeah, there's a few that I still, I added on Facebook for the sheer entertainment of kind of watching them, and just seeing what the fuck they're doing. But, as far as being their buddy and doing things, with them, or, hanging out and having them in my life, fuck all that. So you kind of find your circle of friends gets smaller and smaller. And I don't know if it's that when you get older too, because especially me, because I'm a single guy, and a lot of people are married and a lot of people have their families. And so, whereas me, I'm just kind of the single dude, just sort of here, doing my thing. And, but having said that, I'm very happy with the small circle of people I have. Those people I know I can always trust. And they're not going to dick me over. It's not like I have a bunch of fake ass friends that, want in my pockets all the time, or want, those motherfuckers I kind of filter out real quick. So, but, the real people in my life, they've kind of stayed pretty constant, for stuff. Hey, like I said, I'm a very rare person, man. I'm very loyal. And I gotta say, loyalty is just not the thing anymore. Nobody's fucking loyal, Everybody just fucks with you and shits on you and wants to take things from you, or, do whatever. I don't have to, I sound like a broken record, I'm sure. But again, like I tell you, until the problem gets rectified, I will continue to bitch about it. And again, I know bitching doesn't fix it, but, hey, it feels good to bitch about it, So, and while it's still around, I'm bitching. And, I sound like my old social studies teacher when I was in 7th grade, Mr. Gillette. And every day he would just push those points home, until we're like, okay, Mr. Gillette, we got it. But I'm like, now I see why the fuck he did it. Because he wanted us to learn it, Yeah, that was back when teachers actually gave a shit and, wanted you actually took pride in your work, which is another thing. I don't see very many people taking too much pride in their work. I mean, hell, I've been, like we said, nobody's loyal to shit. So that includes their job. You won't believe how many people don't know their goddamn job. You'll go somewhere, case in point. Okay. Now I get that text alert from paratransit. And what they're supposed to do is they text me, as the ride's approaching. Oh, you got 8 minutes and your ride will be there or something. Then it texts me to tell me that the ride has arrived. So this is cool because I don't have to wait outside, and it's fucking 100 and something degrees out there. So that's a really cool thing. Well, the other night, I'm waiting at work, and I'm waiting. I'm going, I got a bad feeling about this. It's getting later and later. And I sure as shit hope that the bus didn't no-show me or something. So all of a sudden, I get a phone call from one of the paratransit dispatchers, and the guy says, "Hi, this is Dave from paratransit. Is this Maxwell?" "Yes, this is Maxwell." "Well, hey, your ride's downstairs. You still want it, don't you?" And I'm thinking, well, yeah. If I didn't cancel it, why would you think I wouldn't want it? And I'm like, well, how come you guys didn't text me? And he goes, "Oh, we don't have that yet." And I'm like, you're a stupid ass. I'm using it. I just got a text this morning. And he's arguing. The fact that he actually, argued with me and said, "Oh, no, man. No, we don't have that service yet." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do. I use it now." No. We don't use that service. We don't do that." Yeah, you do. So we're just going back and forth with this shit. And I'm like, how could you work somewhere and not even fucking know what's going on? Like, what's happening? Is that possible? I guess it is. And, people don't, I know people don't tell you stuff. I just found some stuff out at my work the other day that I didn't realize we do. And somebody else had to tell me, and I'm like, huh? Okay, I didn't know about that. But when they told me, rather than being, arguing and steadfast with, no, we don't do that, I was like, really? Shit, I'm going to have to look into that. Thanks for letting me know. But, at least I was cool about it, and understood that, hey, I don't know everything. But, yeah, so many of these people will just argue with you. And it's like, well, you don't take pride in your work anyway, so why even argue? Why try to save face? I mean, at this point, just look stupid, and be like, well, no, we don't have that. Well, you don't? You sure about that? Well, I use it all the time. Oh, really? I mean, at that point, you might as well be dumb. Who gives a shit? You don't care about your job. It's just a paycheck for you, right? It's how you keep your bills paid and how you feed yourself. But, hey, why care about it, right? We're not loyal to shit. I'm telling you. That's just kind of the way things are going. So, yeah, I know. Have I been a negative Nelbert the last couple of days? The last 2 shows, I guess I have. But you know what? That's what this show's about. Bitching about things that piss me the fuck off. So that's one thing that pisses me the fuck off is people that give you false information, and they just spit it out with no qualms. That's the thing that really pisses me off. Like, really? You actually, don't... I don't know. For me, it's just that's my thing. I'm just not, Oh, wow. So anyway, hey, that's cool. I open my phone, it gives me the time now because I'm just cool like that. But yeah, people just spit things out just willy-nilly just because they can. It's just it's their thing, and they don't really give a fuck. It's just the mindset. I don't care about my job. I'm just here to do my thing. I'm not going to go the extra mile because why should I? And, you wonder, like I always say, that the car's as good as its engine, which I know there's probably a lot of employers that treat their employees like shit. I know that. But on the other hand, I don't know, man. I'd be pretty fucking happy to have a job right now if I were you. I sure am. I'm grateful to have my job because, man, so many people are losing jobs, and I never, trust me on this one, want to look for work again. I hate looking for work. You know, that's the worst shit ever. You know, going, kissing people's asses, acting like you really, 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 you know, like you want to. And these fuckers get off on this shit. That you grovel at their feet. Oh, please, please give me a job. I just want a job. Oh, please kiss my ass some more. I enjoy it. I've just had to felch cum out of Jim B's anus. Now somebody's going to felch cum out of mine. So, you know, it's that kind of bullshit again, you know, and the other thing, which I'm not going to get into now, but when we come back, I'm going to talk about, what am I going to talk about? Well, just the mentality where people think that when you want what you pay for, it's considered entitlement now. Instead of just doing what you're supposed to, you know, now all of a sudden, you know, people are very, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Indignant, you know, when you say, hey, you know, I want what I paid for. This is what I'm paying for, fucker. And I'll give you a story behind that, you know, and like I said, it's almost the end, you know, at the 30-minute mark. So once we come back, I'll go ahead and jump into that part. But yeah, it's just funny. Anyway, we'll be right back, bitches, on the shit that fucking irks me.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. That's back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil, I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your core like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me, we got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund, we have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you think that you're fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of speech.
Are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Welcome back to the STIM Radio Show, where the man behind the mic has the hugest cock in the fucking world. Yeah, bitches. Okay, so as promised, yes. Why is it considered a sense of entitlement when, God forbid, you want people to do their jobs and you want what you pay for? You know, they get so indignant. You mean you actually want us to do what you paid us for? You got a lot of fucking nerve, pal. You know, okay, it's like I call it, it's called Open Book, but I call it Dopin' Book. because this program has, well, it hasn't had a whole lot of updates, but you can't believe how many fucking glitches the thing has in. It's basically a print scanning program. So whenever I want to scan business cards or mail or anything print, menus or whatever, that's the that's the program I use. And so what I'll do is I'll scan it, and these programs are expensive. Okay, if you don't believe me, go to look on freedomscientific.com and see how much, let's try JAWS. That's the screen reading software I use. See how much JAWS costs. Or, for the fuck of it, look how much OpenBook costs. So, OpenBook and JAWS, those are the two programs I use. So, today I'm scanning some shit, and I scanned this woman's card, and so I was going to email her some information, and because I met her at this networking breakfast. So, I put her information into my contacts, and so then I tried to send her an email. Guess what? It comes back undeliverable. And I'm going, what the fuck? So then I call her, and I said, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but can I get your email address? Your card didn't scan right. So she gave it to me and everything, but it was totally different than what the fuck Dopenbook showed me. But I'm thinking, you're paying thousands of fucking dollars for this program, and it doesn't work? And we had a 9/11. Why? I can't believe people still sit and ponder that. Why did we have a 9/11? Why, Cellini? I mean, you cry through your peenie. Oh, God damn it. Why did we have a 9/11? Those evil McTerrori. Sometimes people get sick of the sit on your ass and get fat fucking American mentality, and off the backs of poor motherfuckers who are barely surviving. You know what I'm saying? There comes a point where, you bully a kid long enough, guess what? One day, Mr. Gangsta Capone, he's going to punch you. Yeah, that's going to happen. So, you keep beating him up and taking his lunch money and all that shit. One day, he's going to fight back. You did see the episode of Different Strokes, right, with the Gooch? When Arnold finally beat up the Gooch. So, yeah. It's the same kind of shit. And, obviously it's TV, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, there just comes a point. It's like, wow, guys, this is rocket science for you? You're having so much trouble trying to figure this out? Like, why are people pissed off? How come everybody hates corporate of fucking America? How come, fucking planes flew through the walls of the World Trade Center? I don't know. Maybe people are mad. Do you think corporate America had something to do with that? No, corporate America's totally honest and totally on the up and up, and they're not into fucking anybody over. Yeah, okay. So that's you got another example of this is fucking, and like I said, these programs are ridiculously priced, and however you need them. You can't just say, well, guess I'm not going to load JAWS on my computer. Well, guess what? You're not going to be able to use your computer if you're blind. So you have no choice. You have to buy this software at some point. Now, there are different companies, like Window Eyes, which Window Eyes sucks now. I think you heard me talking about it a few weeks ago, where I got a friend that uses it. I used to use Window Eyes back in the day. But now that I've been using JAWS and I see my buddy's issues, he was having a problem the other day where he called me and he's like, man, I was trying to put some information into this Microsoft Word document, and he's like, I would try to close the document, and then my computer would just stop. It would freeze up. And he's like, and it wouldn't let me close anything. And I said, you know what I bet you was going on? I bet you that it was asking you, do you want to close this, yes or no? And you had to click yes or no. Well, you don't know that if the thing doesn't talk. Again, you're not going to eat a sight sandwich and get really cited and be able to close your fucking program. So, but this is what they do. They ass ram you. It's just like healthcare. Same thing. You need healthcare, but at the same time, it's priced so ridiculously out of fucking range. How are you going to afford this shit? But yet, it's now considered a sense of entitlement when you want what you pay for. You call these people, these tech support assholes at these companies, and they're really shitty with you. And they're attitudey, like, oh, well, sir, it's like, you have the right to I just spent thousands of fucking dollars on this program, and you want to give me an attitude? How fucking dare you? So, Yeah, and you know, okay, maybe I don't understand software design, okay? But I'll tell you what I do understand. I understand very simple fucking logic of being a consumer, okay? And that is, if I pay for something, it better motherfucking work, bottom line. And if it doesn't work, well, then I'm going to be pretty pissed off, and I'm probably never going to use your company again. And I'm glad that there's not this only game in town shit, because for a while there was only one kind of screen reading software, and you had to use Window Eyes, you know. But now I'm like, okay, there's options. You can use JAWS, you can use, but I guess that's the thing. Why are there glitches in these programs, period? Oh, because it's a very sophisticated machine, and you have to understand. Why do I have to understand? Why can't these motherfuckers understand that, hey, sometimes you feel trapped when you're using these programs and they stop talking, you know, especially because you can't see the screen. You know, not everybody has a retard repair squad sitting by to come over and read your screen for you and tell you, oh, it's asking you if you want to close this program, or it's asking you this, or it's prompting you on that. You know, if it's not talking, we don't know what's going on, okay? That would be like if your screen blacked out, okay? That's the equivalent of that. But obviously there's these glitches. You know, for the thousands of dollars we're paying for these programs. Oh, but here we go. Me, entitled McConsumer again. You know, how the fuck dare I complain that I paid thousands of dollars? I should just be happy and be at liberty to be like, oh my God, corporate Jim, I just financed your Learjet. I just paid for your Bora Bora ass fuck trip. Oh, Chuckles. You know what? When you come home, will you do me a favor? Will you spit some of that beach sand and broken concha shells right in my face? I hope you do. Oh, and you know what? A little bit of that dried feces that's on your teeth too, you know, from your corporate, because, you know, like I said, they're all into that shit fetish stuff. They love, you know, when their corporate colon cramming companion takes his fucking, unloads his rectal roach coach onto their tonsils. You know, that's what they enjoy. But yeah, I'm crazy now because, you know, how dare I? You know, we should be happy. You know, see, this is the kind of environment we're starting to get here. This is why I'm hating corporate America even more and more, you know. And the thing of, we're supposed to like enjoy giving you our money and not getting what we paid for. Well, yeah, you're supposed to enjoy paying for me. Yeah, again, remember a few weeks ago when I was comparing them to girls? You know, well, that's girl behavior. I'm sorry. That's bitch behavior. You know, you just want some shit for nothing and you expect that you don't have to fucking work for it. I shouldn't have to work for it. I should just go shopping with my corporate colon cramming companion. You know, he's my darly Harl. You know, we're here getting romantic with each other. Come on, let's go out shopping. Oh, and then we'll go to Swoozies and ass fuck. What do you say? Oh, yeah. So, and by the way, Swoozies, if anyone's wondering, like, what is he talking about? I don't know. It used to be a restaurant that was out here that where all the, like, you know, higher up motherfuckers used to go and eat lunch and, you know, afterwards go to a motel and felch cum out of each other's colons or whatever. Oh, not a motel, I'm sorry. They'd probably go to like the Bellagio and get the penthouse suite. Oh, we'll get the penthouse suite. My wife asked why I needed it. I'll tell her for business purposes. So, but yeah, they actually think that we should enjoy giving them money and not, you know, let's take this back to the barter system. You know, if something happened, let's say, you know, you're, you know, you can repair porches real well. You know, you're really handy with tools. So I say to you, hey, Mr. Handyman, you know, I'll give you 2 pigs to repair my porch. Okay. So, you know, you repair my porch, but I don't give you the 2 pigs. Aren't you going to be kind of pissed the fuck off? Because it's called fair trade. Okay. Well, now there isn't fair trade. You know, now it's just like, hey, you should give me those pigs just because I'm telling you should, because I'm who I am and you are who you are, and I'm higher than you on the fucking corporate McJarley Jucklebuck Foods chain, and I think it's only fair that you give me what I think I deserve. What about what I deserve, asshole? You know, I'm patronizing your establishment. I'm purchasing your goods. I'm purchasing your services. Then you'd better motherfucking provide. You know, don't just think that it's a free-for-all. See, this is the problem. You know, everybody thinks it's a free-for-all. You know, oh, give me money. Give me money. Well, no, provide me a service first. You know, oh, well, you mean I have to actually do some work? You mean you're not just happy spending all that money? I mean, the fact that you gave me all that money should be enough for you to rejoice and jump up and down and fucking, blow liter upon excruciating liter in your undershorts. Well, no, I don't think so, pal. I mean, what the fuck? You actually want something for the money you paid? How fucking dare you? And we're treated like peasants, and like assholes because we want our shit. No, it's time to start taking the fucking power back, folks. It's time to let these corporations know we're not going to kowtow to their bullshit, and, throw it back in their face. Don't be afraid of these fucking people. They're just a bunch of tie-wearing fucking, undercover closet faggots. That's what they are, because they want to masquerade like I'm a Christian, God-fearing man, heterosexual. Right. Then when you're, get back to your office, you're in the back room getting your colon busted open like a 12-pack at a frat party. So, that's the whole thing there. You fucking yarlies. And, but yet, this is what they do, though. I mean, people think I just make this shit up, that I'm just crazy and that I'm, just, where does he come up with this shit, And, well, it's real. I don't say things that aren't real. I mean, what you think I just, live in this imaginary world where it sounds good and I just spew it out? No, this is shit I've been seeing. I've had this with companies all the time, and I hate when people go to bat for them. And, like when I've had arguments with Cruise Control or with AK about, customer service and yet I'm called entitled. Even AK used the term, you think you're entitled. Entitled to, when I spend my money, you're goddamn right I'm entitled. If I want to come in and jack off all over your desk, goddamn it, that's the money I paid, fucker. You're my bitch now. I'm paying you. So guess what? I'm sorry. Yeah, you can't just have it all your way all the fucking time. It's not the Burger King world. There comes a little price with this shit. You actually have to provide a service, or I'm not just happy giving you money because you talk about entitlement. That's corporate entitlement is what that is. You should give me. Or these other ones now. Where they start with this bullying shit. Scaring you and trying to call you and saying you owe them and fuck you, I owe you. Yeah, you know what? You ought to be happy I'm even using your shit. So don't give me a fucking, and the fact that, and like I said, I've been having this ongoing thing with, and this is what pissed me off too. You remember the Summerlin Hospital thing? Well, my mom tried to do a good deed, and God bless her for it. But I guess she knew some people at the Summerlin Hospital, talked to them, and of course they were very indignant. Well, we've tried to get a hold of him, we've tried to call him, we've tried to send him mail, snail mail, and he doesn't respond, and fucking dick, and so my mom was like, it's okay, we'll take care of it. So basically, she took care of my Summerlin Hospital bill, and I'm like, Mom, that's great, but the point is, the message we're trying to send here is, don't think he can fuck us, but this is, I guess, it's that generation again, where corporate America is all good and loving and, everything's on the up and up and everything's fair and, you work hard, hard work pays off and you climb the corporate ladder. I'm here to tell you, I've done hard work and it has not paid off in a lot of cases. Hard work doesn't always pay off. At one time, maybe it did, but in my lifetime, I've done some things sometimes where hard work did not pay off. So, what are you left with? Hell, I bust my ass for the show. I enjoy doing it, thank God. If I didn't, well, I wouldn't continue doing it. So, but, it has yet to, become something that's, profitable for me. And that's the other funny thing. I always hear people say, well, wouldn't you want to do what you love? That doesn't happen. I'm sorry. You don't do what you love. That doesn't exist. Work is work for a reason. It's called work because you work. Okay. There's no such thing as a job where, everything's cushy and happy. I mean, I've got a great cake fucking job, I got to say. But at the same time, there is still bullshit. Every job has something you have to deal with. That's why it's called work, because you have to work. You know, you don't just fucking come in, forward jokes to each other, get on your fucking social media and check your notifications, upload pics to your Instagram from Saturday night, and other dumb fucking things, or take pictures of your latte and upload it to Instagram, so you can make yourself look made. That's the other thing. Everybody, why is what is this love affair with corporate America that we seem to have? Seriously, not only do we sit and we defend corporate America all the time. I mean, look how often we play the violin. Oh, but you don't understand. They've got to spend the money and they've got to recoup their costs and they've got to. Do you see that fucking Escalade the asshole's riding around in? Uh-huh. And they got to recoup their costs. They're hurting right now. Right. My God, my heart's just bleeding for you, corporate Jim. So, but not only do they have that going on, but also now people want to be just like that. And that's their aspiration. Well, I want to be corporate Jim, and I'm going to, suck enough cock so I can get to where they are, and I want to be a part of that. I don't want to be anywhere near that. I work because I do my work. I do what I and I did find a job that works for me, and that's awesome, but at the same time, there's no way. I mean, there's a lot of shit I'm glad I'm not doing. Let's put it that way. I think I'd rather be picking fruit with the Mexicans before I'm fucking, in a corporate establishment sucking cock and kissing someone's ass for, pennies and shit. Just to be in hopes of. See, that's the thing, man. You're chasing a hope. You're chasing a dream. You're chasing something that you'll never achieve. It's the same thing. It's that American dream shit. I was talking to my buddy Mac Metro the other night, and I'm like, what made you even want to go into the field you're in, man? Why do you, because now he's having trouble finding work, and it's a real pain in the ass for him. And I'm like, why did you even want to go there? And he's like, well, it's the American dream, man. The American dream. And I'm like, dude, you ever heard of Santa Claus? There's not, yeah, you were lied to as a kid. You can be lied to as an adult too. Yeah, I know. Some things take longer to find out. But, and like I was talking to somebody, on break, about somebody we know. And this guy, I mean, is a grown fucking man, older than me, who still believes in the political system, who still believes in corporate America. And you're just like, okay, man, I could see if you were 21 and you don't know much, and that happens, man. You're fresh out of college, college has fed you plenty of brainwashing, indoctrinating bullshit, and you're eating that up. And obviously you think that's the way the world works, but it doesn't take you long before you're out of college. I mean, like I said, my whole anti-corporate, shit, if this was 1996 and I wouldn't be sitting here talking about corporate America, I'd be saying how wonderful they are and how I can't wait to be a part of them. But just fast forward 2 years after graduating college and finding out that, hey, the playing field's not level. These fuckers love to discriminate. These fuckers love to sabotage each other. And that's the other thing. You get these workplace snitches because they think they're actually going to go somewhere. Don't get it twisted. When you got somebody in the workplace that's doing something that looks like it's good, like, oh, yeah, they're helping out. They're, letting people know, letting the boss know that, there's some unruly activity occurring there. Well, they're not doing that because they give a shit about the company. Again, loyalty is not the reason, okay? Loyalty is dead. The reason they're doing this shit is because they want to suck someone's colon and get to the next rung on that fucking corporate ladder. That's all that is. So the fact that people still believe that, hey, that, there's a way, I'm climbing the corporate ladder and I'm getting to the top. No, you're actually just sucking someone's ass. That's what you're doing. So, but a lot of people would rather just, be blind to it and be like, oh, I'm sucking ass, but don't tell me I'm sucking ass, okay? I'm trying to pretend it's chocolate here and you're telling me it's shit. Well, what the fuck? Listen, I like my little fantasy of pretending it's a chocolate sundae. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to get a spoon. Instead of sucking the ass, I'm going to shove a spoon in the guy's ass and, start eating it that way. And that way I can easily pretend it's a chocolate sundae. It's going to be the jumping monkey fucking sundae. Meanwhile, you're felching hot wads of cum and feces out of someone's ass. That's what you're doing. But you're so loving that you're believing that lie that you were told, and you don't want to educate you. You don't want to open your eyes. That's the worst thing, man. When you refuse to let anyone tell you, hey, man, this is what it's going, or to even see it. See, for me, it's all been personal experience and shit that I've run across. It's not stuff I've been told. It's stuff I've experienced. This is what's shaped me and formed me to be the person that I am now. So instead of, and I saw, I see a lot of the same stuff. I mean, like we were saying, my assistant at work, he's pretty enlightened when it comes to this shit. But there's a few things yet, that him and I sort of clashed on, like the health food issue, but he'll learn. He's a smart guy, but like anything, it's that indoctrination you get in college and the stuff they tell you. And, you believe that, everything's fair and it's all done how it's supposed to. And, when the consumer pays their money, you give them their money's worth. And no, it doesn't happen that way. Corporate America's fucking dirty. This is what they do. And if somebody can argue this with me, I'd love for you to argue with me. That's why I put it out there. Yes, it's my therapy, but also, hey, if you disagree with me, by all means, call in 702-609-7626, or you can Skype in All Talk Radio. Well, you don't give that information enough. Well, you should listen when I give it then, God damn it. Write that shit down. So anyway, yeah, that's how things work. But, it's considered a sense of entitlement now. God forbid you want what you're paying for. And, you got problems if you do. It's like, what are you talking about? We shouldn't have to provide any service to you. You should just be happy to be giving us money. Well, yeah, I'll be happy to give somebody else money. Somebody who actually, gives me the service that I pay for. That's what it is. So it's like, even with home repairs, I use my handyman. I don't even fuck around with, like, goddamn me, like with that skylight shit, which, by the way, I haven't heard back from my homeowners association yet as to, which they are actually responsible for the fucking repair of that. And my insurance lady just wrote me the other day and asked me if I had some kind of, I don't know what it was, some insurance document, whatever. I have no clue what it was, but I said, I'm sorry, I don't have that. So I said, I don't even know what that is. So I guess she was going to call my HOA and get that, and I haven't heard anything yet. But this is what they do, the spineless little sons of bitches. We pay our fucking homeowner dues, and yet they're going to tell me that I'm responsible for repairing the fucking skylight? What I may do is repair the skylight and then go talk to an attorney and submit all the receipts and say, all right, now just pay me back. Send me a check. Oh, to the tune of $200? That's funny, because that's about what my HOA dues are. So I guess we get 1 month free then, don't we? These motherfuckers, it's amazing. And they really want to, for the most part, it's a losing battle. But at the same time, I would rather, go down losing that battle and knowing that it's a losing battle rather than just sucking ass because I figure, well, I'm going to do that anyway, so what the fuck? Yeah, it's probably just a losing battle. I never checked into it, but I'm just going to, it's like the Summerlin thing. That was my whole thing. It was like to show these fucks, hey, I'm the injured party here. I'm the person who is hurt, and yet I'm being treated like the villain. No, I'm not the fucking villain. I came in with a fucking chunk of skin, ripped off my nose and blood coming down my face. Okay. And yet I'm the villain here. I'm the bad guy because I won't respond to your fucking extortion. Hey, you billed my insurance. The fact that my insurance didn't pay you, I'm sorry. I don't know my insurance company. I've heard of white privilege, but that's ridiculous. I don't know my fucking, it's my insurance company. So, I pay, and I pay plenty out of my paycheck per month, for these fuckers to provide this service so I can go to the hospital with a sound mind or to a doctor, not worried about later getting bullied for a payment. And that's why I'm still hearing from those dickheads over at fucking Steinberg Diagnostics. they're still hitting me up and asking for money and, wanting me to pay whatever it was, the $495 or whatever. You ain't getting that either. Sorry, So anyway, well, so bitches, we'll be back pretty soon. Our next hour, we are at the next hour. And, yeah, on the shit that fucking irks me.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like.
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your core like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me. We got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. KEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you'll be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerkman will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of the shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Welcome back to the STIM Radio Show, where the man that used to run the board now doesn't do anything but, well, play with himself, I guess. Anyway, I'm not as good at that as he is, you know. Okay, that's one thing I'll give Jerkman, you know. He's got the insults down real good. So anyway, here we are, hour 2, segment 3 of the shit that fucking irks me. And, you know, I've got one particular person on my Facebook, and if you're listening, I'll tell you what's getting on my fucking nerves. Okay, this particular person is, well, I don't know, maybe he's just an insecure motherfucker. I don't know what his problem is, but basically he's a rapper. I've had him on the show before, and, you know, he was on with another guy, and he had his one page that I added, you know, and I was like, okay, cool. Well, then all of a sudden, he sends me a friend request from this other page. He's using another name. So I add that page, and he's like, yeah, this is me now. That's my new alias, whatever. So I'm like, all right, fine. Well, then, about a week or so later, I get another friend request from the same name. And I'm going, okay, either somebody's hacked your page and is trying to send friend requests, or what? Well, anyway, I keep getting friend requests from this, different pages from this asshole, like 3 or 4 different pages. So finally, I messaged him and I said, dude, or no, he sent me a message. He was like, add me back, man. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to add 5 pages of you. It's just not going to fucking happen. You know, and why do you need 5? You know, there's another guy that was on my friends list that kept doing that shit. And he would send me all these messages, you know, trying to promote his dopical, defical, flyical, freshical music. And I'm like, yeah, dude, okay. And one time I did listen to it, and it was pretty fucking whack. This is a different guy I'm talking about. But anyway, I guess the point is, now, lately, same shit. You know, the guy sent me a message a few weeks ago wanting an interview. And, you know, I'm kind of like, well, yeah, bro, you know, we charge now. And so, but I didn't even respond to him. Well, then all of a sudden I get another friend request the other day from this same rapper's name again. I'm like, dude, how many pages do you fucking have? You know, one of two things could have happened. He either is too Facebook stupid and accidentally deleted me, or B, he got ass hurt about something because I wouldn't chat with him or something. I don't know what, you know, people do that sometimes. The crazy wacko paratransit driver that I added on my personal page, you know, he actually, you know, used to get ass hurt. I know that's why he kept deleting me, because he kept deleting me, and then he would add me back, and then, you know, and he would always make excuses and be like, oh, sorry, man, I accidentally deleted you. I'm like, well, what are you, just stupid? How do you just accidentally delete somebody? You know, how does that happen? You know, I think it takes, you know, that's actually you know, an act. That's actually something that's, you know, takes some, you know, not gusto, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's actually, you know, some forethought in that. You can't just, oops, I accidentally deleted somebody. You know, I don't think, you know, I mean, maybe it's that way on, you know, like some of the you know, swipe a tap a devices, you know, but you know, as far as on a computer, it's pretty fucking hard to delete somebody, you know, once they're on your friends list. But I think with this guy, with that paratransit driver, I think he got ass hurt because I used to see his statuses all the time, and he'd always say, why won't anyone talk to me? And he'd be getting ass hurt because no one would talk to him. So I'm sure what happened is I was one of the assholes who wouldn't talk to him. So he's like, well, you know what? Fuck him. He never talks to me anyway. I'm going to take him off my friends list. So then he took me off his friends list. And then later was like, well, you know, maybe I should add him back. And then he tried to add me back. So I told him last time, I said, dude, this is it. I was like, you know, you take me off and you're not getting re-added back. So that was the driver guy. Now for the rapper cat, so he sends me a friend request the other day, and I just ignored it. I hit ignore request. And yesterday I check, the fucker sends me another friend request. It's like, well, dude, I haven't re-added you back, so chances are, what, am I a dick now? No, don't fucking delete me. Don't get ass hurt because I'm not sitting up there being your buddy bud. You know, it's kind of funny, man. You know, you think, like, him being the rapper, right? Wouldn't he be the one who's... And I'm starting to see, man, a lot of these rappers are very sensitive. You know, their little feelers get hurt really easily. But then again, unfortunately, rap music is very driven by ego. So, you know, if you do anything to hurt their ego, right away they get ass hurt. I mean, you know, very, very rarely do you hear other musicians dissing each other. You know, like you don't hear country artists, you know, throwing diss records at each other. Or, you know, rock and roll dudes, you know, dissing each other. But you get rappers, you know, they get their feelings hurt and they get mad and they get very sensitive, you know, and that's how some of these guys are, man. You know, what was it? That one dude, this other dude that, and you know what, fuck, I might say this guy's name. He went by 13 or Call Me 13 or something like that. And so, like I said, he added me, and then he would send these messages. How you doing today? It's 13. Hope to be working together soon. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, listen, you check out my new mixtape. You can download it for free. So, of course, I never, you know, even bothered responding or anything. Then he would send me another fucking friend request, and I'd be like, dude, are you serious? You made another page, asshole? And I'm finding that a lot of these people, again, are so fucking socially retarded that, in fact, they don't have any friends. So they have to make up, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're making up pages, you know, just all these different Facebook pages. And they've got like 90 different Facebook pages that they keep trying to add people to because it makes them feel important. And you're going, dude, what are you getting out of this? I don't get it. I've got 2 pages, but that's for other reasons. I've got one that's, obviously for the radio show. Then I have a personal page, which has coworkers and family and people that are close to me. I don't add everybody to that. Now, there are some people that do find out who I really am. And if they do, well, then I'll add them. Very good for you. You solved the puzzle. Congratulations. You made it to the next round. Okay, I'll add you to this page. Sure. Because there are a few rappers, that found out who I was, and, I added them to my personal page. But by and large, I don't add them to my personal page. That's just what it is, my personal page. So I don't expect everybody to add me, all the time. I have certain pages for specific things, and I have specific people on those friends lists. Like I said, some of them bleed over, with certain people. But at the most part, but I don't have, 90 Maxwell Silverhammer pages, trying to add people and, come on, man, be my friend, please be my friend. It's like, what? There's one particular person on my friends list who makes up a bunch of pages and friends those pages and then, like, comments on his shit. So it looks like he's got mad love. It's like, no, dude, you actually made your own friends. You're like commenting on your own shit or liking your own shit. And you're going, well, what the fuck is the point of that? I mean, you've got to be a pretty sorry son of a bitch to have to feel the need to do that. I mean, I guess it's that whole, I want to be in the rap game and get mad love. It's a different world than when I was doing it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Back when I was doing it, it was like, well, you went around and you put up posters and you put things in different places. And, if you had, flyers and posters at different locations, you felt good. But what if I was doing music now, and how much different would it be? I guaranteed I wouldn't make a fake fan base. I mean, yeah, man, you could make a fake fan base. Well, what does that prove? That, okay, that you are the only one that listens to your music? I mean, what's being proven to you at the end of the day? Why are you doing this? You're obviously doing this because you want mad love, right? Well, how are you getting mad love when it's you giving it to yourself? It's like jacking off and saying that you got a girlfriend, or making up imaginary girlfriends or something. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't do anything. I mean, it's like, where's the satisfaction in this? I don't get it. You're making up friends. You're making up, false pages that you're friending yourself on, and then getting into those pages and commenting on your own page. So what's the point of that? It doesn't mean you're a dope rapper. It just means that you're the only one commenting on your shit. Or you'll find people that will buy, I've heard of this too. People will buy YouTube views, or YouTube likes, or, things like that. And I'm just like, dude, what is that? How does that prove anything to who does that prove it to? You? Other people? I don't get it. Where are you getting this shit from? So, yeah, to add your own pages and, comment to yourself, do you send yourself messages too? I PM'd myself. What's up, dog? What's cracking? Hey, be sure to pick up the new mixtape. Oh, I will, dog. I can't wait for that to drop. What do these people do? Go back and forth with themselves? Wow. I don't get it. I don't. I really don't. To me, it's a totally foreign concept. Any of that shit, it's like, I may only have, 192 likes or 193 likes of my STIM radio page, but they're all likes that I got myself. I didn't have to, add other pages to, hey, let me like my own page, so then that way I can look like I got love. Well, okay, so everything to you is an image. But even with that image, again, what are you going to get from it? There might be a few extra people that go, oh, yeah, he's got a lot of likes there. But, I don't like a page based on likes. If it's somebody who's cool, somebody that, I have dialogue with on Facebook and they want me to like something, then, hey, or they've been on the show or something, I'll like their page. But if it's just some random bullshit and you want me just to like your page just for the fuck of it, well, no, I like it if I like it. I genuinely like it or not. So, yeah, for people, and Facebook likes, that ain't shit. I mean, yeah, a lot of people may have liked your stuff, but how many times have you been in a hurry and you see that somebody wants you to like their page and, you just click like and there you go. So, I mean, that doesn't do anything. You never go back to that page again. I mean, there's a lot of pages that I've liked, doesn't mean I actually like. I was just sort of doing someone a favor. And I'm not at their page and, checking up on them all the time and seeing what's going on with them, unless it's somebody that I'm familiar with. But other than that, once I liked your page, it's probably the only time that I've been there. Of course, if they start bothering me, that's another thing. Where they're sucking up my news feed or they're sending me messages. Inbox messages really bother the fuck out of me when they try to spam you and, they want you to listen to this. Or, here we go with entitlement. Here's some entitlement. When somebody keeps posting on your fucking timeline or tagging you and shit that has nothing to do with you. Oh, here, promote me. Be my billboard for me. How about you pay me? If you pay me, I promise you can tag me as many times a day as you want. I'll even say I like your music. How about that? Yeah, because I do believe in getting the, what you pay for. So, hey, pay me what, $500 a month? Shit, you can tag me in all the shit you want. You can post on my timeline as often as you want. You can even send me all the annoying ass inbox messages. So, yeah, I find that very intrusive when people do that, really. Unless, like I said, unless it's somebody that has been on the show before. But, and I remember one time somebody liked my page and right off the bat, soon as they liked it, I'm like, oh, cool, they like my page. Then they start posting shit on my wall. And I'm like, oh, no. This is the STIM radio page. You don't post your bullshit on here. This isn't your fucking personal billboard. And, I mean, I told the guy and he was cool about it and everything. But the fact that it was assumed from the gate that it's okay to post on my wall, well, boy, I mean, like, who the fuck am I to get mad at you for doing that? I don't know. That's like shitting on somebody's lawn. Well, I guess I can shit on your lawn. Hey, it's there, right? So if I just walk up and just take a dump on your driveway, well, and you're mad at me now? How fucking dare you? I mean, gee, you're a hater if you don't like the fact that I took a dump on your driveway. I mean, you're hating on me, dog. That's what you're doing. You ain't showing me no love in shitses. So, it's that stupid bullshit again. Tagging everyone or, posting your bullshit on my wall or, whatever. And like I said, a lot of times I'll pull it down. If, there was one guy for a while who kept posting on my timeline. And, man, I actually started taking his shit down. I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to say anything to you because it's just going to end up in a fight. So I'm just going to take your shit down. If you're noticing I'm taking your shit down and not even commenting, and that's the other thing too. It's like, I wonder if these fucks actually go to my page and look to see if it's still there. I want to see if it's still there. Oh, that fucker, he's a hater. He took my shit down. Well, yeah, because I don't want you cluttering up my fucking notifications with your bullshit. Sorry, you have your own page for that stuff. If you want to post things on your timeline, that's your business. But I don't want to be tagged in things that are, totally irrelevant to me. I'm sorry. If it's not relevant to me, it's fucking retarded. Don't push it down my throat. And like I said, I don't know who came up with the marketing scheme that the more you piss somebody off, the more likely they're going to, embrace you and start liking you and, being down with what you stand for. I think quite the opposite. The more you push yourself on somebody, the more they're going to hate you. So what marketing major was like, just piss them off. The more you piss them off, the more likely it is they're going to buy your shit. And that's kind of the same thing with, with spam, with telemarketing, with all that kind of shit. They figure if they ramp it up, I guess they think that you're more likely to buy whatever it is the fuck they're selling. I mean, for me, I would rather say, fuck it. You know, I mean, yeah, I ignore the phone call. You know, I delete the message. You know, I take the fucking thing off my, I mean, really it's just an annoyance to me. Well, you saw it. The fact that you saw it, it's still advertising. How are you advertising when somebody doesn't give a shit about it? I don't get it. Isn't advertising about tantalizing? You know, I mean, that's what it should be. You know, that should be the rules you go by. Advertise will tantalize, you know. So if you've increased my interest by something, you know, that you're advertising or pushing, then, hey, you've got a loyal customer. But if I'm not interested in something and I have no intention to ever listen to your music or buy your product, then isn't that a waste of promotion? I think it is. You know, this is why, like I said, there's certain people, I know they wouldn't like this show. So I don't even bother telling them I do a show because I know they're not going to listen. So what's the point? To me, it's a waste of promotion. You know, it's kind of like my old roommate used to ask me in college. He was like, man, how come you don't tell more people you rap? And I'm like, because they're not all going to be down with it. So, you know, in this case, I'm just going to tell people that I think will be able to, you know, to understand it and get where I'm going and get what I'm doing. But for other people, you know, if they're not interested in it, you know, I don't believe in shoving things down people's throat. You know, Jerkman may, because, you know, that's what used to happen when Jeremy would come in here. But, you know, now it's a little bit different. But no, I honestly, I'm not into, you know, tagging everybody. And I mean, what if every time I did a show, I went and tagged everybody on my friends list and said, hey, here's tonight's show in case you missed it? No, I don't do that. I put it on my timeline. If you see it, you can listen to it, and it's up to you. You know, I put it there. It's available if you want it. If not, no harm, no foul. You know? Anyway, that's the story there, bitches. We'll be right back on the shit that fucking irks me.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck. In your core like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution. More income and less confusion. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna talk to get the info? And get money. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. We got what you need. Or you can join the team. Build yourself and build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund, we have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your butt. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts.
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are anonymous. And if you don't know, You better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Welcome back to the STIM Radio Show, where the guy who used to work my board is apparently getting more butthurt than when he did when Jeremy used to come in here and pipe him. So, yeah, apparently I found out he was making videos about me on fucking Ustream, wherever the fuck he was. He's probably over at his fucking girlie's house or some shit. And it's funny. I wonder if, he ever borrows her panties, and wears them around. Because, although they probably switch off. I bet you she, straps on a dick and fucks him in the ass. Because, I've watched them before, and they're just, totally, it's kind of funny. Because they start, playing grab ass. They become, teenagers or something. And they're hitting each other in the ass with, towels, and they're horse playing. I'm just like, fuck is wrong with you motherfuckers? Certain people, they just get so, I don't know, man. I've always seen, when there's pussy involved, Jerkman, it's like his brain kryptonite or something. All of a sudden he turns into I know when he would do the show with me, he couldn't, stick to topics when there was women in the room. It was all of a sudden, oh, show me your tits. Let me see your ass. Let me see your flash, all this other crazy shit. So, yeah, he's probably fucking, see, this is great. Now he makes videos about my ass, of course, and has to throw them up, for other people to watch. And, it's like, all right, dude. Talking shit, I mean, of course, I prefer the banter because, that way I can actually hear that dick that's lodged in his nose and, kind of fuck with him about that one. So, anyway. So, yeah, we're at the last fucking 20 minutes of the show or so, 15, 20 minutes. And, of course, my RTC bus was pulling up. Oh, see, now look, I bet you this one's going to tell me that my bus has arrived. They probably hit arrive. Let's see here. Give us the numbers. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, the vehicle has arrived here, but guess what? My pickup's not till 9 o'clock, so that means we can shut it down at 8:55 or whatever. Of course, we're probably gonna have them ringing the bell or something. Wouldn't you want to bet those fuckers will come ringing the bell and knocking on the door and doing it? It's like, dude, it's a fucking radio station. What do it's kind of like a library. Do you just walk into a library screaming? Well, maybe some of these people do. I don't know. And then again, too, it is, paratransit. What's sad, too, is this is a lot of what you get going on here. I call it nepotistic Nevada because people's brothers and cousins, tell me, hey, man, I know you're fucking, you're dying out there in California and you're not finding any jobs and the economy's shit. Come out here to Vegas, man. I'll get you a job. Never mind you don't know your way around the city. You don't know your way around a lot of different things, but I'll hook you up, I'll get you a dispatching job where, hey, guess what? Your lack of direction, you can actually direct the drivers. That's good. You've got no sense of direction. You don't know how the city's set up, but yet you're giving direction to the drivers of where to go and who to pick up and when to, This is why, the manifests say, there's a pickup in Summerlin, and 5 minutes later, you have a pickup in Boulder City. Now, if you're not familiar with the Vegas area, obviously that made no sense, but let's just put it this way. If you're going to drive from Summerlin to Boulder City, that's probably an hour drive. So, but yeah, some of these drivers get their manifests say they got to be a certain place in 5 minutes or whatever kind of dumb shit. But this is probably a driver who knows me and knows what I do because, like I said, they probably saw me, standing out back there for a second. So, but they didn't make any noise, which is good because sometimes, man, the shit they'll start, carrying on. And like the one guy who just walked in that one time and started yelling and it's like, dude, it's a radio station. You don't just walk in screaming. People are on the air. Oh, really? You mean like people actually broadcast out of this radio station? Yeah, that's kind of what the whole idea of a radio station is to broadcast. What? Really? Damn. I didn't realize that. I thought you just kind of picked up the radio and went, break, 19, like they do, Yeah, that's their idea of a radio. I got a radio on my bus when I called dispatch. Not the same fucking thing. This is a little bit different. So, but yeah, they're out there. They're being quiet, which is good. But boy, you got to kind of prepare yourself for any old thing to happen. When you have somebody being dispatched or whatever. But yeah, they're being quiet, which is good because, like I said, my bus will, be here when I go. But now watch, we'll have to go pick up 20 different people. I remember one night, we had to pick up 2 people on the Strip. And why is it always the Strip at night? The Strip is so fucking bad at night. And yet, we had to pick up one lady who works at fucking, where is that shit? I want to say Imperial Palace, but that's not right. It's one of the other, I think it's like Treasure Island or the Venetian or one of those hotels. Anyway, we had to pick her up. Then we had to pick somebody else up at the Fashion Show Mall. And so I'm like, man, really? So we got these, long or this is what pisses me off too. And they're like, well, their pickup's not for another 30 minutes. So that means we're going to have to sit here for 30 minutes. And you're going, what? And I'm like, okay, in that amount of time, you could have driven me home. That's, like I said, to do that job, because there are good drivers. Again, they're not all boneheads. There are some good paratransit drivers. But, boy, when you get boneheads that can't think outside the fucking box, I must follow the manifest. Manifest is Jesus. It's like, dude, how about you use a little 2 + 2, put the Common Core away and do a little 2 + 2 and say, wait a minute. Okay, rather than sitting in here for 30 minutes, I could run this guy home, be a little bit late for my next pickup, instead of sitting here. Like, I had this one driver, I swear to God, this one guy named Hector, one of the dumbest niggas I've ever ridden with. And, he's Mexican, okay, so that right there should tell you something. And, and he's a wetback. So he's the one that was thinking that he could record his album here at the radio station. I do a music and I want to record here at the... And I'm like, dude, well, then find a recording studio. Oh, you can't record my album at the radio station? No dumb shit. So let me get this straight. You're in the music business, but you have no idea how music is recorded? I mean, at that point, you kind of remind me of Mac Metro. You're getting all these fucking jobs in management, but you have no idea how to do it. Sorry, man. I had to take a dig at you, but hey, that's what it is, man. You got to go for jobs that you'll be good at, that you're going to excel at. But anyway, this guy, man, I remember we're sitting at a pickup for, I think it was like 15, 20 minutes or something. And I'm like, well, dude, in that amount of time, we're close enough to my work. Why don't you just drop me off at work? By the time you come back, it'll be their pickup time. And hey, we'll be all good, right? Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't. I have to stick to the manifest. Why? Because I have to stick to the manifest. No, you're afraid of getting deported if you fuck up. That's what you... See, that's the other thing. They don't want any conflict because they don't want to draw attention to themselves. That's what it is. So, he's probably illegal and, he doesn't want to ruffle any feathers or piss anyone off. So, he's just going to play by the rules and follow the manifest. Doesn't want to pick up his radio and call his dispatch and say, hey, man, I'm a little early. Do you think I could run this guy to work? He's just, about 5-10 minutes away, and then come back for this guy, which would have been a very simple solution. But again, you have to think outside the box. So that's what I'm saying. It's not just a driving job. You're not just picking up and dropping off and picking up and dropping off. You got to use common sense, man, especially finding addresses. Another thing that throws people off out here apparently is a lot of addresses are in the back. It's like, well, dude, look behind shit sometimes. It's not right there on the street all the time. All the addresses aren't in order. 172, 173, 174. Sometimes shit's behind stuff. It's just the way it is, the way things are laid out. But, you come here from another state, like California, and you have no clue, what's going on. And you're like, what? there's things behind each other. Yeah, that's how it's laid out. You're here now. You might as well enjoy it. Well, you just wait till I hit it big on blackjack. Then I'm moving to Costa Rica, asshole. Keep dreaming that. Which always kills me, too. People have that, I'm going to hit it big and then I'm going to leave here mentality. Oh, yeah, man, I'm going to break the bank. Then it's like, dude, you see those lights? You see those waterfalls? You see that strip? It wasn't built on winners, I'll tell you that. We didn't get there because people were making all this money and leaving Las Vegas. Doesn't happen that way. Most of the time, it'll throw you out on your ass, And but these people don't get it. They've been watching too much TV, and they think that they're gonna do something big here. So anyway, having said that, they need some kind of job to go to when they get out here, and they figure it's a nice temporary job, and they don't learn it. But but there are, like I said, they're not all bad drivers. There are some good drivers, some very good drivers that know their shit. They know the people they're picking up. They know exactly how to, where they're dropping you off at, and they're totally paying attention. Actually, it's funny. The guy the other night, I swear he'd been tweaking or something. Because, and I know I talk more about the bad drivers, but I got to bring this up. This guy, he was like, man, don't you live in, and I'm like, dude, where are you getting that from? And he's like, oh, no, man, I've been driving for 12 hours, man. I'm just not. I'm like, dude, I think you've been up for 12 days, not driving for 12 hours. Because he was just talking nonstop and about crazy shit and, not letting me get a word in edgewise. I'm like, dude, Playboy, calm the fuck down. What's your fucking problem? So anyway, yeah, he was kind of lost, and I had to sort of get him back on track. And he was like, aren't you? And I'm like, no, that's not where I live either. So, but having said that, I know I make fun of the shitty drivers, but there are some very good ones too. And some know exactly where to go. Some get there early. Some like now, my driver tonight probably is pretty cool. They're just out there. They're waiting. They understand that, my pickup time is until 9 o'clock. And so they're being good. They're not hitting the bell. They're not, being annoying. They're just kind of, just being them. So anyway, which is good. But boy, I've had some, and you guys know, I've had some doozies, in the past. I've told stories, where some will get to my gate. I had one guy last week. He was like, so, because he basically was, drove in. I said, oh, somebody let you in. He was like, no, your gate code don't no work. I'm like, it doesn't work. He's like, no, I dialed the gate code. It no work. And kind of like Jerkman here at All Talk, I don't jump anymore when somebody tells me something's not working. I'm like, well, let's try this out. We'll experiment, and if in fact it isn't working, then I'll take the necessary steps. But right now, we're going to assume you're at dumb shit status, that you just don't know how to work the gate. And sure as fuck, I told the driver that drove me home, I was like, can you try my gate code just to see if it's working or not? And he did it, and it worked. So I'm like, okay, so this guy just doesn't know how to work the fucking gate code. So, and again, another wetback. So, I understand they're from a third world country where, you can park your sister. I park my sister, and I live in my shit shack. So this is what they do. And so now this is very industrial of them. A gate code? What the fuck? You pull up to a gate and type in a code? No, not at my place. You yes, bang on the grass and say, I hear, or crawl through the hole. That's what you do. But here it's a little more advanced. You're in an industrialized country. Deal with it. So anyway, that's how that would work. But yeah, it's always an adventure, when you're taking paratransit. But I wonder who I'm really feeling bad for is people who stuck it out and rode Silver Riders. Because after they were ITN, they just went to shit. I mean, I couldn't get any of the rides I wanted. I mean, people must be mad as hell. I'm sure they lose riders by the fucking billions there. And I was even, I don't think I told you guys this, but Darren, who used to be my old driver with ITN, who picked me up a lot, he texted me the other day just out of the blue. And I was like, hey, man, what's up? You know, and he was just like, well, I married that girl. So he did marry the girl that left her husband. So I'm sure he'll be that left husband here pretty soon. But I didn't want to bust the guy's bubble. He seemed happy. But anyway, I said, do you still drive with Silver Riders? And he texted back and he goes, yeah, I still drive with Silver Riders for now. And I'm like, oh my God, they're fucking horrible. He's like, that's why you haven't seen me. And I was like, they make paratransit look, like limo service. Like I said, the last couple times I tried to use them, I couldn't get the rides I wanted. The call takers seemed like complete idiots. They came when they weren't supposed to come, and they, assumed a bunch of shit. And I think you got a bunch of jucklebucks that just don't understand that kind of service and how it's supposed to work. You just got a bunch of corporate guys like, we're going to make some money here. Again, it's all about their pockets. They can't think past their pockets. It's the corporate way, Charlie. So anyway, but yeah, that's good old Silver Riders, and that's why I stopped using them. But I'm sure they're going to fall. I really think they were put in place to knock the competition out of the box. And I've said that before, because I don't think they even give rides. I don't think they even own a van, to be honest. Well, they may have one or two vans that do a few pickups here and there, some easy ones. But for the most part, I think they were put in place by paratransit, by RTC, to knock out the competition. Because the same person on the voicemail, and it's the same people with all the other shit. Anyway, bitches, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer, and that's the story there, bitches. See ya.
The shit that hurts me. 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 The shit that hurts me.